So he's been, he has like this double life. On one minute he's on stage in Houston praying with the preachers. I'm sure he gets to them and praises them about he calls it the debasement of America, and he prays for the drought. I'm all praying for the drought. You understand that? I just don't like hypocrisy of a double life of a man who's, from what I know, from what Robert Morrow is saying, playing around with strippers, escorts that his entourage gets for him, probably comps him on that.
Well, I want to say this. This is the strongest piece of evidence, and Rob Dew may be at lunch or something, but earlier this morning, he was trying to show me the expense account through the state or something. Did he use the state expense account on this?
I'm sure he did, because how else would we know about that? I'm sure he wants to put all the thrills and excitement of his bisexual lifestyle on the expense account of the state.
Well, again, we don't know that, Robert. I know people are telling you this, but if it's confirmed, is Dew gone? Because is
all you have to do is Google Rick Perry spent $78. It comes up right away.
No, they found a news article, but Dew had the expense account printouts, and Jaron's printing them right now.
Back to the way that Rick Perry looked at you. He looked at you maniacally, didn't he, Alex?
Yes.
And he said, "God bless you," while he's looking at you like he wants to kill you, right?
He said, "I want you guys, and I want you, Alex, to have a blessed Thanksgiving."
Yeah, while he sticks a knife in your back. Sounds like Rick Perry.
Hey, Robert, comment on that big rally you had in Houston that Rick Perry basically utilizing all those well-meaning Christians to campaign for him.
Rick Perry is abusing the minds and the hearts of millions of Christians in America, because he's telling them that, he's all for traditional marriage, when his concept of traditional marriage is the exact same as John Edwards and Bill Clinton. He uses a lot of Christian terminology and Bible talk. He has a rally in Houston, which was really to further his own presidential ambitions, yet, as far as I know, the man is a rampant bisexual adulterer. That's the information that I'm getting.
All right, let me throw this out. The guys have found a news article. I believe that news article has the link to the expense account, because I want to just confirm for myself. I know you guys are saying you've seen the reports, but that's unconfirmed to me at this point. But if it's true that he's visiting men in drag, cabaret shows, that is a gigantic piece of evidence right there. I mean, and
his campaign says, "Oh, that was Anita," just like Rick Perry says that Anita is telling him to run for president. Well, my response to that is, did Anita tell you to play with the strippers, the hookers, the young hotties? Did Anita tell you to run for governor in 2010? She hardly ever showed up at one of your rallies. When she did, she never smiled. Always had a stony look on her face.
No, I hear you. I want to get to some calls, but let's bring Dew in here. Dew just got back. He was on the other side of the studio. This is a report here out of political expenditures from the Ethics Commission, and this is out of 1125 Duval Street, Key West, Florida. La Ti Da Club, $78.26. We did find some news articles about this.
You can't get more gay than Key West, Florida. It's a very pretty place. They like to go there.
Let me ask Dew real quick. Dew, where did you get this? Is this a state ethics commission?
That was brought in from, if you turn the other page, somebody sent us that post, and that's a link in that post that somebody posted, I think in 2009.
No, but is this on the state website?
That I don't know. That came included with that email. That was included with it.
No, I understand.
But I'll look and see where I have the email up on my
yeah, no, look up the political expenditures. I want to make sure this isn't some Dan Rather setup.
Yeah, Alex, look right on the very top there in the small print. It says Texas Ethics.
No, it says Texas Ethics Commission, but I want to read this on their website. They've got these filings. You can look up the date, 4/13/09. Well, we'll just track all this down. If this is true, and this is unconfirmed, even though I've got some news articles about it and things from years ago, if this is true, this is smoking gun right here.
I've got another one for you, Alex, and this is the way this works. There are a lot of hearsay rumors, and here's one from one of your listeners. One of your avid listeners told me this one. I can't tell you his name. He said that his friend was a former dancer, a male dancer at, I think, maybe a gay bar or a gay male review here in Austin years ago, and that Rick Perry was a frequent customer there. And so I went to this guy and I said, "Hey, man, you know, we gotta expose this guy Perry for who he is." And he said to me, he texted me, he said, "Not interested, no thanks." And then I texted him again. I said, "Look, man, I know strippers, hookers, young hotties that I can't get to talk. You know, somebody needs to step forward." And then he texted me again. This is one of your listeners. He said, "I've already told you once, not interested, thanks." So he's protecting his friend. But the folks need to know this, is that if people like that dancer don't want to go public, that former dancer, I should say, they can still give reporters background information on Rick Perry's double life and let them build a case and build a story, and it'll support somebody else who will come forward.
Well, I think this is a big enough story. We're going to find out the truth now.
Eventually.
I know we can show the expense report. Have we found it on the State Ethics Commission site?
Oh, he was there.
No. Absolutely. So we have not found it on the Ethics Commission document yet, so we're going to continue to look at that. Thank you. Okay, let's go to Steve in Texas, and then Catherine and others. Go ahead, Steve. You're on the air.
Hey, Alex. Thanks for taking my call. It's a first-time caller. Just wanted to first start out by saying I know both Richard and Robert personally, and I would attest that they're the real deal when it comes to patriots. My question has to do with Clinton and his. You guys started to touch on it a little bit after I was already waiting on hold, but I'm curious. Clinton had a lot of philandering and never was able to really gain any traction on any of that. I think you pointed out a lot of them ended up dead and other accidents. But Robert? My question for you is why would you think that? Because I was in the state caucus last year when you brought up the same issue back. Right. I guess that was more than a year ago. What makes you think that we'll be able to get any traction on any of this?
Well, it's time to take it to the next level, and we've got national publicity on this. We've got a lot of local, awesome publicity. Again, the whole point of the ad was this, is that there are many people out there, probably, who've had dealings with Rick Perry. Either they had sex with him, or they have friends who had sex with him in an adulterous way. And it's time for these folks to quit, take it out of the rumor land, and go on the record, tell your story. If not that, tell your story to a reporter on background. My email address is familyvalueshypocrite@gmail.com. All
right. Thank you, Steve. Let's talk to Catherine in Texas. Catherine, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, I have 3 comments. I'm from Florida, and Key West is absolutely an alternative place. Everywhere you go is gay. It's hard-pressing to get someplace where it's not a gay place. The second thing is, I know that we should focus on political issues with politicians, but our country and the way that it is, fluff is what matters. And I know pastors in Texas who swear by Rick Perry. So maybe this is what it will take to let them see who he really is.
That's right, sweetheart. That's right, ma'am.
And then the third comment is that I just called the GOP office in San Antonio, and they changed the application for precinct registration to December 13, and it has to be received by them by December 12th, or they won't take it. And I think it's good that this thing's come out, because Perry is a real slime ball, and he's really rolling a lot of Christians. And this thing needs to go so viral to the point that Christians understand maybe the corridor doesn't matter, but this does. Thank you.
All right. There you maybe making little girls take shots that kill them doesn't matter, but this does. It's just insane, the whole thing.
It's a matter of character, Alex. People ask me, they'll compare a politician to a whore. Here's the difference between a whore and a politician, Alex. A whore will only do a few certain things for money, but a politician like Rick Perry will do anything for money.
Oh, power. Oh, boy. Let's come back and talk to Seth, Michael, and a few others with our guest Richard Reeves here to talk about Ron Paul today. Now here we are right in the middle of this situation. Have you ever had sex with Rick Perry? That's the big ad in the Chronicle right now. They ran it in their big weekly issue. You can get his phone number and more there right off the flyer. We'll be right back. Robert Morrow is our guest, and again, I shied away from this a month ago because the name rung a bell, but then since this broke, I did more research and found out a lot of people are vouching for Robert, and now it appears that these are the official expense reports. Just in the email that's posted on an Obama site, there's hundreds and hundreds of pages of them. And so we're going to ferret that out. We found news articles from 2 years ago reporting that indeed the la-ti-da thing, la-ti-da did happen.
Right.
And so
Well, this just demonstrates what a bulldog Robert Morrow is, because he's been the #1 catalyst on this aspect of Rick Perry, and I know he's been working at it for 2 or 3 months, if not longer. And here
the document, Cam, we did find it. Even though it was in the news, I don't believe it. This is from the State of Texas Ethics Committee. Can I have a document, Cam, shot here? Thank you. ethics.state.texas.us/PHP/F search, simple PHP. You go to the Texas Ethics Commission, you type in law-t-da, Texans for Rick Perry, business meeting, and reportedly he was at that, and this is the $78 that was spent. And the news is reporting that he was reportedly there, but Robert, you're saying he's spinning this to say that, sorry to interrupt, they just brought this into me, I'm the king of that.
Yep. He's spinning it to say that, that was Anita going there, not me, which is baloney, and just because you go to a all-male gay drag review doesn't mean you're gay, but the point is, the rumors on Rick Perry's homosexuality here in Austin are voluminous, intense, and they will not go away. And we need to move beyond the hearsay stage and have folks come forward, go on their record, and expose this fraud for what he is.
You were trying to say something, Richard, when I was giving the actual State of Texas report?
Well, I was just referring to Robert Morrow's hard work on this. He's definitely been a bulldog, and he's a great researcher. He's done a lot of research. He's researched JFK. You could have him on as a guest for the JFK coming up in November. Robert Morrow is an encyclopedia about the JFK issue as well. So the guy does a lot of work and footwork and research, and him bringing this to fruition here on the Alex Jones Show today is the result of a lot of work on his part to bring it.
Well, though, I don't do sexual scandals. You ever notice that?
No, I know.
Just because this crook's got enough evidence as
Absolutely.
it is.
We can get him on a million other things that he's done.
It relates to his crony capitalism. The same folks who are doing the HPV, the same folks who are pushing the toll roads, the same folks who are pushing all the, in my opinion, crooked real estate deals. They're his cronies. Who do you think he's running around with when they rent a nice hotel here in Austin, Texas, and they call up the escort services and comp Rick Perry a night of fun and games?